Okay, so we just got to Keystone Point Marina. Nice weather today. It's kind of cool. We got the pink on with the Bahama. Pretty refreshing looking. If you guys want to get that on openfisherman.com, go do it. But we got something pretty cool. Got a Formula 457, I believe. And if you guys remember, the smaller 387 Formula was probably one of the best performing videos that we put on social media in our lifetime of center consoles only. Pretty excited to see how everyone reacts to this one. Very good quality builds by Formula, and this is just a much larger version. Let's go check it out. I think that's it right over there. We are on board the brand new Formula Boats 457 CCS paired with triple Mercury Marine 600 V12s, and check how easy the joystick spins this thing around. This is a 35,000 pound, 46-foot center console. We're gonna take a look around and have a good time with it, and we're just gonna crab walk our way back to the dock. Keep pushing us over. And this isn't even using the integrated bow thruster, which they're saying almost does too much. With the 600s alone, look at how crazy accurate this thing is. Exactly what he wants to do with the control is what this boat is doing. And we're just working our way nice and easily back to the dock. That is badass. You got this thing figured out, don't you? You guys may be used to having me walking through these boats and going through all the detail, but this 457 has so much going on that that's not gonna happen. It'll take me 2 days of studying before I can do that. So I have Abe here. Thank you very much for taking some time with us to show us the boat. We're seeing it for the first time. You're gonna see it for the first time. We're really looking forward to it. This thing's an absolute monster, and it looks like, once again, you guys nailed it. So congrats just right off the start. So let us know, where do you want to begin? Let's have at it.
We'll start back at the aft of the boat. Off the back pod, we have a safety ladder. On the starboard side, we have a power out swim seat. So if you look right behind you, a seat powers out.
Oh, get out of here.
Which makes it nice, boarding from a sandbar.
That is
getting
cool.
down into the water if you want to go snorkeling.
That's a great idea.
As we come forward, in here we got our general storage, but this one has the sea bob.
Matching sea bob.
Has the same paint job as the boat.
That is fantastic.
We like taking everything to the next level.
Very cool. And it's definitely nice to have this much of a platform back here. It almost is a whole other boat. It looks like you have an 18-foot, skiff sitting on the back of this thing with the amount of space you got.
With these 600s on here, they don't move, so that allows us to take these pods and make them as big as we possibly can.
Yeah. And it was pretty crazy. We have these things on right now. I have a mic strapped on, so does Abe. And you can't even tell that they're on. It's so quiet to have this much power on the transom of a boat of this size and really be able to have a conversation here and not even realize they're on. They also are set back a little bit, so you have more room in this area, correct?
Yes, sir. And then you can see the clean installation. A little more effort to do that, but man, it really pays off.
Yeah, it's really nice to be able to create these little pods for the rigging, be able to slide it in there as clean as you guys do it. So, a little extra step in the tooling, but definitely gives us a very clean finish.
Well, as we transition over, this is our cockpit grill.
All right.
This folds out, comes up, gives you a little more prep area.
Oh, wow.
We also give you a room for all your utensils.
That is awesome.
This boat's designed to entertain.
That is perfect. Imagine being able to, they were just telling us a story of being out in the Bahamas and bringing up yellow eye, deep dropping, and just being able to fillet it and grill it right here and have everything set up and ready to go at a moment's notice is fantastic. I can just imagine we're here out of North Miami and the weather's beautiful. I was messing around with them and saying that we should have brought the skirt steak and some lobster tails to be able to do this right. But next time. I'll hold you for that. It's nice that you keep that also towards the transom. I don't know if it's an option having that towards the leaning post there, but I think it's nice to be able to have that smoke and smell kind of out of the way.
100%. We have a sure shade that comes out, so we wanted the grill to be behind that. So if you get any flame ups or anything, you have plenty of safety there.
Okay.
Well, as we come forward, each corner has pop-up light. We have a 45-gallon cooler here, insulated, and this one got our chiller plates in it.
You don't even need to bring ice. Obviously, this is great seating to be able to sit back here in the transom of a boat. And I'm sure even in rough seas, this boat isn't moving around much, but this is the most stable and comfortable spot in the house right here.
That is the best seat in the house.
Got your cup holders ready to go. Beautiful.
This boat has our cockpit galley. You could also get a sliding seat here, a little bit different configuration. Big drink station here, glasses, custom Yetis.
Yeah, you weren't kidding when you said this was built for entertaining.
Yeah. General storage here. This is our buttons for our power out 180 can cooler.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. Is this like a custom made cooler or?
It is. We make it
refrigerated, or
in-house. Yeah,
oh,
we
really?
make it in-house.
This is really nice.
It also doubles, if we put our tables up here, it doubles as a seat. So you can turn this whole area into a big
Like a
entertainment
dining
center.
room.
Yeah.
Yep, that is really nice.
Sure shade comes out with the optional bow shade. We can cover from the bow to the stern under shade.
Yeah. You guys got a huge hardtop, a really nice amount of shade as it is, but as you know, if you're out in the sun long enough, you know, you just get tired of it. But it's nice to be out
100%.
here, and it'll drop the temperature 10 degrees. And with the AC vents you guys have going throughout this boat, it really feels relatively cool, even though it's hot here, you know, in Miami.
You can see our speakers facing aft here. We have subwoofers. We have speakers back here. We have 21 speakers throughout the boat. 3 subwoofers.
Full custom JL audio, speakers everywhere. This thing must sound incredible.
Yes, sir. We
You
got the new 12-inch.
The 12's tucked behind here. Jason, if you want to take a look at that, absolutely massive. What's nice about the JLs also is that they're very low profile. You know, although it's a huge speaker, it's not something that's sticking out and you're gonna jam your shin into it, and you can hide it behind the door like you guys did here. I mean, obviously they're the best of the best for a reason.
Well, this boat, as you can see, we have 2 transom doors, but we also have 2 side doors on this boat. The one thing we've done here is integrated a step into it.
Look at that. Great idea. It would just jump in and out at the dock like we did when we got here. I didn't even notice that was there.
We have a boarding rail that plugs in on a rod holder on top of it. Both sides.
Okay.
Both sides will accept a dive ladder.
What's the beam of this boat?
13.9.
Okay, and you said you hold like 700 gallons of fuel?
700 gallons of fuel. Well, as we come forward, we have storage. This is our KRA for our chiller plates. That's controls for our chiller plates.
Okay.
Knife block, refrigerator, second row seating. This one has our standard bench seat in it, but you could get the optional bucket seats also. All the upholstery work's done in-house. We have an 18,000 BTU air conditioner in each seat and 8,000 in the cabin. So we have AC blowing in your face and in your lumbar.
I've never seen that before. Again, I'm not joking with you that this area, that's why Vic over here is just hanging out. He's not gonna step foot outside of this space because it's gotta be 15, 20 degrees cooler right here than it was standing right there. And again, having the AC, where's it coming from? Right under here?
Mm-hmm.
This is incredible.
The Helm unattended.
No, of course.
While we're running.
Yeah, of course. No, but this is incredible. You got ScanStrut phone chargers, obviously, spot to be able to grab on if you're making a long run in some rougher seas. But just the comfort in here is something I don't think I've ever felt in another center console. It really feels like you're almost in an enclosed pilot house. That's how nice the temperature is in here. Because we always get comments also of people kind of making fun of these air vents out here, but if you've experienced it, and like we're doing it right now, and you guys went a step further with the lumbar AC, I mean, it's night and day.
It helps keep you on the water.
Oh, for
you
sure.
notice the ScanStrut chargers, we have 7 inductive chargers throughout the boat and 24 total chargers, counting the USB-C chargers.
Really?
We try to do, you have 3 seats back here, so we do 3 inductive. Same thing with your Helm, 3 seats, 3 inductive chargers, plus our USB-Cs.
Well, you need to have those phones charged so you can keep up with your center console's only content, right?
100%.
Yeah. And I see there's storage compartments all over this thing, and I think we skipped over some of the boxes that I'd like to open up and check out. I think I left my flip-flops in here. The joke is that I might not be able to find them on the way out here because there's so much storage here, which is fantastic to be able to have on a boat. And you guys did such a nice job with it that it's not like cumbersome. It's not noticeable. You guys did a nice job of hiding it. So why don't we open up one of these boxes and mention what you were mentioning to me a little bit ago about the construction.
So you can see the gel coat finish. That isn't a tub that we glued to it. That's actually the grid that's glued into the hull, foamed and insulated, and then we bring that all the way up to the deck and we glue the deck on top of that. We have over 520 gallon of storage in the floor alone. As you open that up, you can see this huge gutter system. So any water that gets on here evacuates your floor and goes in that gutter system, then leaves your boat overboard.
These are nice deep boxes. You said they're insulated. Are they macerated as well as you know, or?
You could get their optional macerated. Our fish version that's standard. And then you can also get the chiller plates and the one you're in.
That'll be nice to see. As you mentioned, there's a fishing version that they're working on now that we're excited to see, and hopefully we get an opportunity to show you guys as well. Really nice to have a boat that's as comfortable as this, but also be able to throw a line in if you're taking those long Bahama runs or just out of here in Miami. Very, very excited to see that.
Down here in our equipment room, we have our Fisher Panda 12, a Seakeeper 6. If you go towards the aft of the boat, we got our Hooker sea chest. Each component has its own seacock. You could shut off the main seacocks coming into it, run fresh water in it, and flush your whole system.
I'm gonna go ahead and step in here just so you can gauge the size of this thing, because it is huge. and very organized, all finished. And it looks like you have different levels of it, so you can get this out of the way to get to some of your...
If you lift that up, that has our pumps for our AC. Each AC has its own pump.
Oh, so you can get to, you know, get to all the components if you need to work on it, but you have that cover with a bit of grip to be able to get in here, walk around, maybe even use it for a little additional storage if you need to. I don't even have to explain how easy it is to jump in here and get your work done if you need to do some maintenance. Super nice. And then this is this your table for up here?
Yes, sir. That's our tables for the top. Turn it into an entertainment area.
Nice. Keep it nice and stored away. You don't even know that you have it there.
And underneath our second row seating, we have 3 floor storages.
Every little inch of usable space has storage in it.
Oh, you can tell. You can tell. Really well done. Before going on the 387 with you guys, I knew a little bit about formula. I think we went on one of the larger ones, the 50 at a Mercury unveiling of the V12s, but never really got into detail about it. So I knew plenty about formula, but had no idea of the quality of work that you guys did, to be completely honest. And I know he's filming right over here, but I'm not saying it because it's on film. I'm telling you, genuinely super impressed with the 387, and this thing is ridiculous, and we've only made it halfway through.
That means a lot. We take a lot of pride in that, and it's a family-owned company, and that starts at the top and goes all the way through the whole company. And you can see the attention to detail here. Every inch of it we try to utilize with something. And we build this whole entire boat from start to finish out of plywood. And we will move these seats fore and aft and move every little inch of detail of this whole entire boat until it's perfect. And then we take it to production.
Well, that's a step that obviously is, costly, time consuming, and a lot of people don't do it. But it's very difficult to get that on a computer program. Even trying to dial it in, if you're not physically seeing these heights and widths and space and compartments, and it's tough to get it. Tough to nail it that way, and then forget about trying to balance weight and CG and everything else that you got to do to make the boat actually perform well. It's a serious undertaking, especially when you get into this size of boat with this much going on and this many options. And you can tell, it came from a group that does a lot of this style of boating and has thought it all and has been through that moment where you're like, man, I wish we had this, or I wish we had that, and all that stuff was incorporated here. I mean, it's super impressive.
CAD is invaluable, but one thing it's missing is the feel factor.
Yeah, you don't get that.
And we try to do that from the get-go.
So now that we're in the Helm area, why don't we continue the progress forward and take a look at this battleship that we're looking at here. NASA Space Center, fighter jet, whatever you like to call it. It's very impressive to see. Go ahead, Abe.
Well, you can see our 3 bucket seats that just engulf you. Feels awesome. They still have the AC in the lumbar. These are powered fore and aft. Right below you, we have our Shadowcaster lighting box. This is just access to get to the 18,000 BTU air conditioner. That one over there has your ignitions, your 12-volt system, breakers. So as we come to the dash, you can see our joystick integrated with our bow thruster. We have 4 AC ports up here, 3 inductive chargers up here. We have 3 massive 22-inch screens. This boat's got your Raymarine. Garmin's also an option. We have digital switching on this boat, but we also have redundant switching right below it. Power out wind armor weather doors on this boat. And then we still have our awesome power up windshield.
Look at that.
And you could run any speed with that up.
Really? Oh, it actually moves up really quickly too.
Oh, very robust system.
No joke. It's very nice to get a little bit of a breeze in here on these warm days, even though again the AC here is kicking to a point where you don't feel uncomfortable at all. But having that nice breeze, and I can't imagine doing 60 miles an hour with that thing open. It's got to be interesting. So
where we notice we use it a lot is when we're anchoring or docking. Then you can communicate with the person up front without screaming at them.
Makes sense. I like the height of what you did here as well. Obviously these bigger boats, and I'm not a tall guy, I'm 5'8", so there's a step up with that additional storage underneath, but I can clearly see the bow with absolutely no problem. Someone that's 5'4" can run this boat with no problem. And obviously look back and I can see the engines clearly as well.
And it's funny you mentioned look back and see the engines clearly. We also installed a rear facing camera. Just makes it a little easy docking or backing.
In case you have a neck pain and you don't want to turn it, you can
little
see
extra
everyone
safety.
There. Very cool. I like the simplicity of it. I like the fact that you guys did it in that black color. It really looks futuristic. The angle of the MFDs are nice. Raymarine, I like that they do that kind of matte finish too, where you don't get that much glare off them. And obviously the reaction time off these things is fantastic. That's why companies like Seymour Maps and stuff like that, absolutely love them. So having the digital switching is a huge plus, but having the redundancy, you never know if something's not going to work, and having a backup is always great.
And we notice we sell boats to all ages, and we notice some of your older boaters like your manual switches at the bottom.
Yeah.
So we just like to accommodate everybody.
I'd like to check out these wind deflector. What was the company that you said that?
Wind Armor weather doors.
Wind Armor weather doors. Let's take a look at those. So what exactly does this do? Deflects the wind.
It powers out. It does deflect the wind. It deflects spray. But what we found is it actually makes it quieter so you can communicate in here.
Oh, okay.
And cutting down the wind just keeps you on the water a little bit longer.
Very nice. That's a feature, and I know I've spoken with, I think the company that has worked with you on some of these. You see this on a lot of these big performance boats that do 80, 90 miles an hour, but it's, you know, also nice to be able to, like you said, just deflect the wind and make it a little bit more comfortable, keep that AC where you want it, and just have a normal conversation without, you know, having that wind just blasting you all the time. Maybe we'll experience that in a few minutes if we can take a loop around here in a bit.
Absolutely. Transition forward, you can see all the storage in the side. This is our bow shade poles. You can do the boat hook, anything in there. We try to find places for everything. So right next to you is our fender storage, dedicated, and that's on both sides. Line locker has places for your fender clips also.
Yeah, those fenders always end up in a fish box or something, and it's uncomfortable to get them. Like they might get wet, you know. So it's really nice to have that.
And it's nice to have it vented, so you get them out. They're all not all musty and moldy.
Exactly. Yeah, get a little breeze in there. You know, it happens all the time. Again, it's something that you experience if you're out enough, and you guys have thought about it and actually integrated something into the boat to do it. And then a lot of the space, most of the time, ends up just wasted dead space. So to be able to maximize all that space is huge.
And one thing behind the scenes, you can see how that locker stops here. We have a dead space, this locker stops, and then we have a dead space. That actually is the grid coming up there. So that's part of the backboard to help give you support for the side of the hull.
Makes sense. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do a factory tour of some sort to see how this boat all comes together. I'd be really interested in seeing that.
A lot of moving pieces.
Sure is. As we work our way up to the bow, I wanted to show you a forward-facing angle of this windshield just coming down, how quick those actuators work. And it's a huge, you know, windshield to just go up and down like that. Again, perfectly seamless. You guys did a really good job with that. It looks super sharp when that thing is down as well as up. And Vic likes playing with it. That's the most important part. So, you know, we always like looking at the hull cabin doors here. This one is obviously custom built here. Heavy duty fiberglass. It's tucked in underneath, so it's a nice smooth transition. Heavy duty hardware, and now Abe is in there to show us around. It's magnetized, so it just tucks in place right here. Then Abe, go ahead, take it from here.
So down here in the cabin, we have a huge 43-inch TV, a skylight up here, a front window here, and both have vinyl sliders that cover them. Flip down a backrest, that's all your AC components here. Flip down this backrest, that's your DVD player, your amps, and that, as you can see, general storage. And once you flip those down, that allows you to pull out this drawer. That has your filler cushions and your table in it. This whole area turns into a bed. Galley here. If you look real close, there's grain in the Corian, and that's throughout the boat. And all this is book matched. So it's all cut out so the grains match. Refrigerator, 2 drawers. The head unit is what really sets us apart in the center consoles. Our floor is flush. We have a sliding door here that covers it, but we have a separate shower door, and we try to utilize every inch in this head unit. So under our steps, we have a dedicated spot for our trash can, storage under the lower one. And in the floor, that's our access to the bilge pump and to your shower sump, and then a lot of extra storage also. So in the bow of the boat, we have a huge lounger here. And if you fold that down, that shows you 2 more of your chargers, 2 more of your cup holders, and gives you a great view into the cabin and out of the cabin.
Little spot for your phone and stuff there too?
Yep.
Very nice.
Each cup holder has its own RGB lighting in it.
Really? Even these?
Yes, sir.
This boat must be a spectacle at night. I can only imagine.
Awesome. We have a cooler underneath you, and that has our filler cushion for the front. We have a flip out seat here, power up table, and that table can stop halfway. You turn that whole area into a lounger, or it comes all the way up, and then you can turn it into an entertainment space.
There's a piece to put up here. That's what.
Yes, sir.
That's that filler piece we were talking about.
You can see another one
into a full sunbed if someone wants to lay out or just relax.
Yep.
Or a dining space, which I guess you can sit from these spots and this forward facing seat.
And we have 2 more pop-up lights up here.
Ambient lighting.
General storage here. You can see another massive 12-inch subwoofer. Dual trash cans on each side right here.
It's about everything you need. You don't even need to step back to the rest of the boat. You even created some little areas to be able to put some cups down or some food, or incredibly well thought out. I really have to commend you guys. There's not one section that I would say I would do this different or do that. You guys really have nailed every little bit, every little angle of this thing. And we've been on a lot of boats and seen a lot of good and a lot of bad, and you guys did a lot of things right here. Now we're gonna take a quick lunch break, so I'm gonna use this whole side door. It's 2-piece, cup holders underneath there, and just look at how nice this is. We got a floating dock that tucks away underneath the gunnel. Doesn't get much easier or better than that.
One of our owner group, the Generation 3, is taking over right now. The youngest one helps design the hulls.
Oh, really? The actual running surface?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Graduated from Purdue with an aeronautical engineering degree.
Yeah, the more boats that we go on, the more I notice like the attitude of each boat's ride, and watching the drone footage that we take, you can see where the water, you know, breaks underneath the hull when it's cruising, and what each chine and lifting strake does, and how much of a difference it can make by even like raising or lowering that chine a couple of inches, and what kind of spray you're getting in the boat. So it's an incredibly difficult job. I'm sure computers are helping a lot nowadays, but to be able to get that right is not easy at all. I got the crab cake sliders here with some sort of chips and french fries. Look quite good. Abe's recommendation.
Yes, sir. They're phenomenal. Yeah.
That too.
Yeah,
That looks legit. They even put an orchid there. You gotta eat that.
No.
That's not
I got
that.
some grass clippings on mine too.
Oh, look at those mashed potatoes too, man.
Yeah.
Really nice. Good. All right, so now you've seen some drone footage, the boat flying around, but everybody wants to know what it does performance-wise. So Vic is gonna do the honors. We're gonna run a few different speeds. We're gonna show you what it does gallon per hour, and maybe try to get a top speed with the triple V12 600s on it. So Vic, whenever you're ready. All right, so we're gonna try a few different RPMs. Right now we're about 3,300. So as you can see, we have 3 different fuel burns. You have the individual engines, and that you have the overall 57.1, 57.2. Again, this is a big boat, 35,000 pounds, serious platform. It's pretty impressive that it can do what we've seen it do with just 3 outboards on the back.
We can keep it up on plane as low as 18 to 20 mile an hour.
Oh, really?
And right now you see we're at 3,500 RPM. And the fuel burn, we'll have Vic kick it up a little bit, and then you'll feel them 600 shift.
Kick in that second gear.
Kick into the second gear,
Yeah.
your fuel burn gets better, and then our RPMs will start coming back up after that.
All right, so now we're about 3,600, doing 27 miles per hour, 61 gallons per hour.
Right around that 3,500 to 4 grand is where that motor will shift in.
Yeah, so we're knocking on the door. All right, go ahead and take it up to the next, 38, 3,900. 33 miles an hour, 34, 75 gallons per hour. Do you use much trim on these outboards, or
Haven't touched.
you're all the way trimmed all the way down?
No, they're all the way up.
It's got
No,
he's
not
saying
the tabs.
trim.
Oh,
Tabs are all the way up, but it's got the auto trim on it.
tabs I meant the trim of the engine. So it'll trim on its own.
Yes, sir.
They make it easy for us not to make a mistake with that active trim. It'll trim the engine on its own depending on what the boat's doing, the weight and every variable that's involved in it. just to be able to maximize the capability of this platform specifically. So now we're at 4,300 RPM, doing about 40 miles per hour, and 82 gallons per hour. We're running nice now. Feels like a really big Cadillac.
This boat really loves that 45 to 47 mile an hour.
That's what you're cruising at, 45, 47?
That's optimal cruise on this
Really?
boat.
Wow. It's a big boat to be cruising at 45, 47 miles an hour. We're doing 44 now. You can see the RPMs balanced out a little bit with the mile per hour. So 4,900, we're at 47 miles per hour, 85 gallons. Yeah, you can definitely feel where it kind of hits that sweet spot there. See those little to no bow rides when we got up on plane? Yeah, this is smooth.
What's nice with those 600s, we can actually sit here and communicate.
Oh yeah.
You don't hear them whining.
Oh, between the enclosure, how quiet everything is, I can't get over the air conditioning. We're in Miami, usually sweating like an animal, and I had to ask them to turn the AC down because I was too cold. It seems like a joke, but it's 100% true. It's that AC that they have running into the seats and the air vents up here and the air vents behind really make this area incredibly comfortable. And again, it's not scorching summer heat in Miami just now, but I don't think I've ever been cold on a boat outdoors in weather like this. So, all right, 5,600 RPM, 56 miles an hour, 57, 59, 140 gallons per hour, 137. And we're up to 56.5 miles per hour. We're moving. You do notice how the bow remains pretty low. Like the whole boat, it seems like the shear line is perfectly level.
Yep.
Some of these boats will end up kind of riding like a sport fish, falling back a little bit, but it seems like it's leveled out really nice here.
That step pull, that second step really makes it get up out of the water.
60 miles an hour. Yeah, no, you can feel when we got up on it, you can feel it. 60 miles an hour, 6,100 RPMs, 150 gallons per hour. We were scooting along pretty nice on a huge center console. This is impressive. Well, there you go. We've hit pretty much every range. Nice to see that you can get up on plane in 17, 18 miles an hour. But again, there's like no bow rides. We're basically plowing a little bit until we just get up on there. And then you definitely feel when you hit that, get up on that step and the hull separates from the water, that suction a little bit and really starts moving. I think that's when we hit that sweet spot 40. They were talking about 45.
Yeah, very efficient hull.
Then if you're running away from somebody like Vic here sometimes, you got 60 in your back pocket.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That was our full day experience on the beautiful Formula 457 CCS. Abe, I want to thank you very much for having us. Vic, thank you very much back there. It's been awesome. We grabbed lunch. We got to experience this boat in every different facet, the lifestyle side, the performance side, and obviously we did our walkthrough to see it in every little piece. So hopefully this information is valuable to you guys. And if you have any questions, reach out to these good people at Formula. This is definitely something to see if you're looking for a boat in the mid 40-foot range. Obviously, they got a bunch of other models. I think we said there were 13 if we weren't duplicating any. So they got a incredible line to go through if the 457 is not for you just yet as well. So thank you again, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to our channel. Send this to any friends that might be interested in the Formula boats. And we look forward to seeing you again very soon.